Everyone, welcome back to Rogers Reports and welcome back to the chopping block. We are now on episode 4 of the series, and today we're going to be looking at what players from Aston Villa's youth squads we should be looking at maybe promoting to the first team or loaning out or promoting from the 18s up to the 21s for next season. Now, if you didn't know, our under-18 squad this season have won both the FA Youth Cup, the same cup that the likes of Carney Chukwuemeka and Jaden Philogene won a few years ago. I believe Louis Barry was in that squad as well. They've also won the under-18 South and National League. So they are the best under-18 team in England, right? They've done the double, both cup and domestic leagues. So there might be some players that you think are ready to come through. Now, Aston Villa's academy has produced some gems in the past. You think of Jack Grealish, Jacob Ramsey, who currently could be our next big money sale. That's 150 million in sales, probably between those two in the last few years. But apart from that, there hasn't really been much that has come through the ranks at Bodymoor Heath in especially the last sort of 2 to 3 seasons. So perhaps that will change. And before we go into my dream transfer window video, which will be at the end of this series in a couple of videos time, we have to look at the youth squad to fluff out the team as well. But of course, my name is Rogers, you're watching Rogers Reports, and if you do enjoy football, Aston Villa content, everything in between, a lot of transfer stuff coming on the channel, be sure to leave a like, subscribe down below, because we are that close to getting to 3,500 subscribers, which will be an absolute fever dream for me as we work towards our goal of 4,000 for the end of the year. And comment down below what you think about these youth players as well. So I'll show you the players that I've highlighted, and then we'll have a look at all of the squads and go from there. We're going to be flicking back and forth though. It's going to be a bit more of an interactive type video, so comment down below as well, and let's get straight into it. And here are the players that I have selected for today's tier list on the Chopping Block channel YouTube series of fun and extravaganza. It's ready for the first team. These are players that I expect to get a decent amount of minutes for Villa next season. 4 young players, cups and in the Premier League you'll see him on the bench a lot. Loan players that are ready to take the next step into men's professional football. Get them out on loan, get them some experience, and I'll also recommend where I think they should probably be going. And then promote. Now this could be an 18 going to the under 21s, or an 18 or 21 going up to the first team, and almost playing a bit of a Jimardine Alaba, who is on the list, spoiler alert, where he might be going, role next season, in the sense of getting a couple of games here and there, some minutes off of the bench here and there, starting to build them up towards being first team players. So the players that we've got are Cole Brannigan and Bradley Burrows. Now these two, let me tell you, when I say I've started it off strong, these two might have been the driving force behind Aston Villa under-18's national, double, cup and league success this season. They are absolute phenoms, absolutely brilliant, both of them. And then we have Carol Feeney and Patterson as well, making up the next 3. Tristan Rowe, Adi Borland, who you might remember. Again, a few of these players have made some first team cameos for Villa already this season. Jimardine Alaba, we're going to be talking about. He is a lot of people's fresh hope, along with a few others on the list. Kane Taylor maybe goes under the radar. Recently signed him from Manchester City's Development Academy. We all know how good Man City youth product can be. Let's look at Morgan Rogers. I know he came from West Brom, but he came through that City Academy as well. A lot of Manchester City's players. Look at Jeremy Frimpong, just about to sign for Liverpool. Ben Broggio, again, he is one of the other ones that a lot of people look at and they think he could be the one. Do you know what I mean? And then we have Rory Wilson, fresh off of a new contract after sitting out a lot of the season because he wasn't getting the contract he thought he deserved at Aston Villa. Well, maybe it's time for him to put his money where his mouth is when it comes to the 2025-2026 season. Sil Swinkles, done fantastically out on loan to Bristol Rovers. Could he be able to step up into our, quite frankly, awful defence? We will see. And then another centre-back, the Colombian under-20 captain, who has recently done very well with them in the South American under-20 World Cup, I believe it was. Wow, what a player, guys, what a player. And Yamar Mosquera will make up the last man on the list. But that being said, those are players we're going to look at There are some unlucky lads that have just missed out on being in the cut. If I put in everyone in here, I'll be sat talking to you for an hour. Now, would you guys like an hour-long live show, possibly on the channel? Comment down below, who knows. But let's have a look at the under-21s and under-18 squads as a whole and get an idea for these players before we come back to the tier list and ultimately rate everyone. And we start with the under-21s. Lander Emery, Unai's very own flesh and blood, Alex Hammond and Sam Lewis are the three goalkeepers for the under-21s. I haven't put any goalkeepers. If we switch over to the under-18s as well, load that up. Jack Allen, Sam Proctor, who's also played for the 21s as well this season. Even with Emi Martinez leaving the club, you can't see a youth goalkeeper coming up. Oliver Zich has made that jump now. He is the third choice goalkeeper at the moment. We have Joe Gauci out on loan, who will probably step into that Robin Olsen role. And then if you go back on my channel, the last, I think 2 videos ago now from when I put this one up, you'll see I've done a video all about who could replace Emi Martinez at Aston Villa, because it looks likely that he will be on the way out, and I just don't think it's any of these lads right now. Of the defenders, you'll see only one has made it in from the under-21s now. Yes, to be fair, our defence hasn't been fantastic this season, and I don't think you fix a bad Premier League defence by promoting youth players purely. I think it has to be a mixture, and you have to bring in some experience. You have to go for a couple of big money signings. Now, Tristan Rowe was the one that I picked out as being the special one out of this defence. There could be an argument for Thierry Katsukuna, played a lot of games for the under-21s this season. That's going off of first team performances there. We'll go into transfer marked and have a look at him, and I believe he's been in and around the first team as well. He might have even made an appearance against Wickham this season. There's a decent amount of hype around Kerr Smith as well, signed as part of our raid of Scotland a few seasons ago. I don't know why it doesn't log the under-21 performances on here, so I won't bother clicking into anymore. But you'll see when we go through the transfer marked as well. Now, in terms of midfielders, there was a couple that were unlucky just to miss out. And the first one being Ajani Birchall. A lot of hype around him. He's a bit of a swaggy player, I can't even lie. He is a little bit techie with it on the ball. A couple of 2-steps, you know what I mean? A couple of bobs left and right. But he spent most of the season injured, so I just couldn't put him in there. I think he probably needs another season in a youth setup. Get a full season behind him, and then we can talk about him when we do this video next year, eh? Make sure you're still here for that. Charlie Pavey, unlucky just to miss out. Ewan Simpson was another one that we signed as part of that big raid of Scotland. It was him. There was another one as well, but I've forgotten his name for the life of me. I can't remember it. It will come back to me. And Rory Wilson as well. The 2 strikers made it in. In terms of the loan lads, Kobe Moore's already confirmed that he's leaving the club at the end of his contract, which will be the 30th of June when he comes back to us from Fleetwood. He won't come back, he'll just go. Where are we looking at here? Finley Monroe, James Wright, playing in the Spanish third tier for Real Union and haven't done particularly fantastic. I don't think it's their time just yet. Tommy O'Reilly didn't set the world alight. Lina Sosa really didn't do very well for Bristol Rovers at all. Pretty disappointed in that one, to be fair, considering Sil Swinkle's done so well. So he just about misses out as well. If we go quickly through the under-21s before we head over to the transfer market of both teams, again, the goalkeepers we're not particularly looking at today. The defence, again, I don't think you can go to under-18 defenders to fix your first team problems unless they're really, really special. The one that jumps out to me, a lot of talk about him sort of in the circles and stuff like that, is Rodrigo Monteiro Fortes from Portugal. I just don't think he is quite ready yet. Now, they do register the appearances and such. Here, you can see he has done relatively well this season. 15 appearances, 59 duels won, wins 50% of his tackles, 12 clearances, 55% of his headers, 71% pass ratio, not terrible. But he probably needs another season to develop in our youth setup, if you're being honest here with yourself. Now, we are going to include TJ Carroll, who we're going to go through. Midfielder by trade, can also play centre-back and played a lot of games this season. He looks like one that could be ready to make a step up. Omar Kadir, don't know if you guys remember, there was a lot of talk about him. El Mohammadi, as a club ambassador, was heavily involved in the signing, touted as the next big Egyptian winger, and we all know what the current big Egyptian winger is doing in the Premier League, but probably just not ready just yet. Hasn't really set the world alight this season, to be honest. And Cole Ramsey, there he is, the third of the Ramsey brothers. Is he going to be the best of them all? Based off his stats this season, probably not. And look, our under-18s done really, really well this season. We're going to be looking at Cole Brannigan, who could finally be the George Best regen that everyone's been waiting for from Northern Ireland. We're going to be looking at Bradley Burrows as well. Mason Crotcher was one, or Kocher rather, was one that was very unlucky to miss out. 5 goals, 4 assists in 13 appearances. Could have talked a bit more about him. But again, the other two, I think, have just been so good that he kind of outshone a couple of the other attackers in the team. Elijah Briscoe as well. If we go down, done okay, 3 goals from 2 starts this season. But like I say, the other two have just been head and shoulders above. But let's look through both of the squads and their transfer marks to get a better idea of everyone in depth before we make our decision. And we stick it, what on earth? We kick it off with our under 21s. Now I've just highlighted the goals and assists on the right hand column there. I will go through maybe their minutes played in a bit more detail, but I will tell you guys all about what I'm doing when I do go through that. So you can see the goalkeepers, I'm not going to talk about them too much, sorry guys, I just don't see them coming up. Tyrone Mings, well I think he's probably ready for the first team. No, Ymir Maskiri, you can see they've just come back on loan. We let him go and play the Under-20 Cup over in South America. Played 3 games for the Villa, 202 minutes. Sil Swinkles, again, out on loan. We're going to be looking at him a little bit later on. Kerr Smith only managed 9 appearances for the Villa. Now, Ethan Amazon Day, one that's just missed out 18 appearances. Or sorry, is that... 18 appearances in squad 24 times. Travis Patterson, again, out on loan. Rodrigo Fortes, you'll see there from the youth setup, youth setup under 18s, made 8 appearances, 341 minutes for the under 21s, who had a bit of a mixed bag of a season. Thierry Katsukianya, 18 appearances, 1,200 minutes, but just didn't set the world alight. Tristan Rowe, though, 1,600 minutes, only 18 years of age, 21 appearances, got a goal as well. If we go down a little bit further here, who else was unlucky to miss out? Well, there's one that is in there though. Bradley Burrows, yes, an under 18 player, making 13 appearances for the under 21 squad. Not a fantastic under 21 squad either by any sense of the imagination. Getting 3 goals and 5 assists as well in under 900 minutes. That is very impressive. Now Kane Taylor and Adi Borland and Jamaldine Jimmo Alaba, an ever-presence in those midfield slots. Kane Taylor is 20 as well, so you'd think he should be being looked at to be promoted pretty soon. 21 appearances, 2 goals and 1 assist for him, 1,500 minutes played. Adi Borland, 1,900 minutes, 23 appearances and 2 assists. And then Jamaldine, 20 appearances, 5 goals, 3 assists. He could be one for the future for sure. Kyle Pierre, unlucky. Todd Alcock, unlucky to miss out there. A lot of appearances. Kobe Moore out on loan, but obviously is leaving. I'd say Omar Kadir there, only managed 118 minutes for the under-21s, 19 years of age. He's not ready just yet, you would have to imagine. If we look towards the bottom here, you'll see Mason Kocher in there as well for the under-21s. Fair play. Rory Wilson only just came in, 5 games and 2 goals and 1 assist. Cole Brannigan managed 6 games for the under-21s, but only 284 minutes, so mainly off of the bench. Ben Broggio, 13 games, 4 goals and 2 assists. He is quite the player, if I do say so myself. If we look at the under-18s quickly, as it loads up here, if we go up to the top, you'll see some of the lads that I have put in. Straight away, Tristan Rowe as well, 6 appearances for the under-18s and 3 points per game, which means he won every single game. Rodrigo Fortes there, you'll see 20 games, 1 goal, 1 assist, left back, centre back, can do it all. TJ Carroll, there's the one that I mentioned, 26 games, 4 goals and 2 assists, can play at centre back and can also play in midfield as well. Jimmo Alaba, 7 games, 2 goals and an assist. Adi Borland got an assist for the under-18s as well. Jack McGrath, maybe one to look out for in the future. 11 games, 5 goals and 2 assists. If we go down here a little bit more, there he is again. Bradley Burrows, 15 games, 7 goals, 2 assists in the under-18 squad. Ben Broggio, a game and a goal. Mason Kocher, 19 games, 10 goals, 6 assists. He was very unlucky. He was the closest one, I think, out of all of the ones that didn't make it, to making it in. And then if we go down there, you'll see at the bottom, Cole Brannigan, 22 games, 15 goals and 4 assists. Absolutely insane. But I think it's probably time to get towards the tier list after we've just had a quick look the lads in the tier list that are out on loan. And we kick it off with Josh Feeney. Now, the best thing I can say about Josh Feeney at Shrewsbury Town is that I've only heard good things. That is a crazy noise. That is not me. That's my phone, by the way. I've heard crazy good things from Shrewsbury fans on Twitter about Josh Feeney this season, saying how good he has been. He's got a goal and 2 assists. He played 37 times, which again, in League One, that's going to be enough to toughen a man up. Playing that many times in defence in League One, let me tell you. If we go down and look at his stats here in League One, his 2 assists put him quite high up. Pass accuracy only 69%, but 86 accurate long balls. A cross accuracy of 33% with 6 successful crosses. Puts him in the top 20th percentile for both of those, which isn't too bad at all. Now, if we go down here, these are the stats that you want from your centre-backs. 42 tackles won, puts him in the top 15th percentile. A tackle percent win ratio of 54%. 253 duels won. He wins 63% of his duels, 60% of his aerial duels, of which he has won 156. 50 interceptions as well. He's only been dribbled past 17 times in 37 games. Not the worst stat in the world at all. 1 red card though. What are you doing? I'm only joking. If we go on here, we're going to go to Travis Patterson here. Out on loan for MK Dons, left back. He's been with Villa for a very, very long time. I mean, when did he sign? He was in our under 21s back in 2021 when he was literally 14, 15, and he was just banging it for our youth setup. Played a little bit further forward to start with in his career. He's dropped back. He's a right-footed left back. Out on loan to MK Dons. Didn't particularly set the world light here, but you can see some stats of some good stuff coming through. An 82.3% pass accuracy, a 25% cross accuracy, 6 successful dribbles, nearly 50% on those as well. Wins 72% of his tackles as well. That is not very bad at all. Only been dribbled past once. Now, he was struggling for minutes for MK Dons down in League 1. Are they now, or are they League 2? They're League 2. But you can see successful dribbles per 90, not bad. The tackles per 90, tackles 1, duels 1 per 90. They're all very, very good stats. I think one that could just need that successful loan. There's potential in Travis Patterson. I just see a potential in him that's very, 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 very exciting. We just need to unlock it, I think. We just need to unlock it. And the last one that we had on loan was Mr. Swinkles. First of all, just a fantastic name. Big up Sil Swinkles' parents, and big up them for calling him Sil. Sil Swinkles. He should be a Bond villain, and he looks like a Bond villain as well, let's be fair here. Just a good-looking Scandinavian chap. We like it. Dutch chap, don't hate me. 14 games in League One for Bristol Rovers, getting 2 goals, an average rating of 6.81. He can also fill in at left back as well. I believe he is left-footed. It says right foot here, but I actually think that's incorrect. I believe he is left-footed or just ambidextrous with his feet. I don't know if there's a special word for that, but the 2 goals puts him in the top 15th percentile. A pass accuracy of 73.7%. Another one with a mad good cross accuracy. 5 successful crosses there. 14 tackles, wins 60% of his tackles, 56% of his aerial duels, which I believe should be better because he is 190 centimetres tall. Again, though, one that struggled for minutes. If you go to his per 90s, you'll see the expected goals is right up there. The XG on target right up there. His expected assists per 90s for a centre back right up there. Successful crosses, chances created for a centre back, they're all in the top 5th percentile. The amount of tackles he's winning per 90, 86th percentile. The amount of blocks he's doing, winning possession up the field, they're all very good stats. But let's get over to the big one. Let's go over to the tier list and rate these super next gen stars. And it almost feels poetic. We are back where we started, but it's the end. So let's get in to this tier list. Right, Cole Brannigan, 17 years of age, 15 goals in 22 games for the under 18s. Started to make that step up to the under 21s last season. I'm going to chuck him straight in promote, go to the under 21s next season. The under 18s have won everything this season. I think a lot of them are destined to go up to the 21s and start getting the 21s back to a standard that we expect for Aston Villa, because the under 21s have not been fantastic by any stretch of the imagination this season. And I think he could be one to lead the line for the 21s and get them firing, and also be in and around the first team setup. Now we move on to Bradley Burrows, and this is the first shout that may be a bit out there, but I think let's get him in the 21s, but let's also start getting him in that first team and getting him mixing it up with the big boys. Yes, he is only 17 years of age, but his stats for both the under 21s and the under 18s were simply fantastic. I've seen some clips of this lad. He is electric. I think he could be ready. Let's just take a chance. We're gonna have some slots coming up free. FFP means we might not be able to spend the amount of money that we want to spend on players this season. We're going to be in 4 competitions. We're going to need all the help that we can get. The Europa League isn't quite the Champions League. Can probably afford in the group stage to play a couple of these youngsters, and I think he could definitely be one that's in with a shout. Now TJ Carroll, I think we're going to put him in promote. Good player for the under 18s, plays 2 different positions that are very, very good to have in the team, centre mid, centre back. I think he's ready, maybe in and around the first team on the bench, but definitely an under 21 player for next season. Now Josh Feeney, we're going to get him out on loan to a championship club. He's done it in League One now and apparently done it very, very well. I would like to see him in a championship club that's moving in the right direction in terms of top 6, trying to get into the playoffs maybe. If we can find that loan for him in a place that's going to play him and get him regular first team football, I like that for him. I think he's a very good player. There was a lot of excitement when we signed him as a 15-year-old. Let's start tapping into that potential. Let's get him in the first team for a championship club. And talking of being in the first team at a championship club, that is exactly what I see for this young man as well. Tristan Rowe, not Tristan Rowe, that's the next one. Travis Patterson. Yep, fine, the MK Dons loan. League 2, it didn't quite work. Let's just throw him in at the deep end, get him that loan in the championship. Again, this is Villa's, we got rid of Mile Jedinak as our loan manager. I don't know who it is now, but let's find him a loan where he's actually going to play some football in the championship. And hey, if it isn't working in January, recall him and send him out to League One. But there's been so much hype around him. He's such a good baller. He just needs that loan that works. Not every loan works. Not everyone can have a Louis Barry loan at Stockport where he's just banging 15 screamers in 20 games. Sometimes you've got to go through... And Louis Barry had some bad loans in his time before he kind of clicked at wherever it was, Stockport, wasn't it? So yeah, let's do that. Now, Tristan Rowe, I'm going to put him... The thing is, he's already an under 21 player. I'm going to put him in promote in the sense of I'm not sure what's happening with Kosta Nedeljkovic. There's talk that RB Leipzig aren't going to take up the option to buy him, which means that we could be left with Matty Cash, and by God, we better sell Matty Cash. Kosta Nedeljkovic, Andrés Garcia, who are both really, really good players, probably better than Matty Cash, let's be fair. And I assume Aston Villa have got to sign a right back. We've got to sign a right back this summer. It's been our weakest area for so long. So there could be an abundance of right backs at the club, which could hinder him. Now, if Cash gets sold, if Nedeljkovic gets sold and we bring in a new right back, I think Tristan Rowe will be in and around the first team a bit more as that right back option. But again, it all depends on that. Now, the next one here, AD Borland, let's get him out on loan, whether it's the top end of League One or maybe a mid-table championship team. He's been in and around the first team. He's already mixed it up. Let's get him out on loan. Let's give him a shot with some proper men's football and see how he does, because he's just an ever-present for the under-21s. What's the next step when you're playing every single game for a Premier League 2 team? It's to go and get that first-team experience. Let's find him a good loan. Next up, Jimadine Alaba. He's ready. He's already been in and around the first team this season. He's been on the bench a lot. He's made a couple of subs appearances. He's played for us in the Cup. He's the one that everyone's excited for. I think he is ready. Now, Kane Taylor from Man City. He's 20 years of age. Again, almost an ever-present in the under-21 setup. Let's get him out on loan to the Championship, hopefully, and just see how he does, because I think he's probably ready. Now, the next one we're going to say is ready, and it's going to be a massive shout again, because it's a young lad. He's only, 18 years of age. But there was a tweet that came out today, and I think it was literally like these three and Cole Brannigan are the ones that are catching the eye of Unai Emery for this pre-season tour. Ben Broggio is him. He is a very, very good footballer, and I think he's ready. Let's not waste him on a loan. Let's get him in and around that first team. Rory Wilson, put your money where your mouth is. You've got the big new contract. Get him out to a team in the Championship, and let's see if he can get 15 to 20 goals in the Championship. If he can, brilliant. Come back. But we've just signed, as you've seen in my last video, a new 18-year-old striker that's probably just taken his spot because he's already got that first team football in the Champions League, no less. Now, Rory Wilson needs to go and get that man's football, and I think that is exactly what he will probably end up doing. Now, still Swinkles, again, I think is one that is ready for a loan move up to the Championship instead of League One. Again, he's already kind of done it in League One. Let's see how he fares in the Championship. And then last, but very not least, Mosquera. I'm going to say let's promote him. He's only just come in to the under-21 setup after being out on loan and also being at that under-20 World Cup. Not World Cup, it was the Copa America, I think maybe it was called, under-20 Copa America, or maybe it was the World Cup qualifiers. I can't remember exactly what it was. They did qualify, so maybe it was that. Let's get him a full season in the 21s, perhaps with a couple of sub appearances, a couple of cup appearances coming on in the last 20 minutes of the Carabao Cup for the first team. Get him ready. I think that is the way to go. And that is the final tier list. So we're going to have 3 lads in the Dream Transfer Window squad fluffing out extravaganza video from the under 18s and 21 setup, which is very, very exciting because I love it when youth players come through at a club. I think there's nothing better than that. Jacob Ramsey, Jack Grealish when he came through. There's just something about it makes it a bit more special. So those 3 will be in there. We're going to loan out a fair few of the lads, but let's be fair, we need to start loaning out these youngsters to teams that they're going to have a Louis Barry-esque season, because even if it's just to sell them afterwards for PSR reasons, we need to get that experience. And then there's a few that are going to make up a very strong core to the under-21s and possibly fluff out the first team if we need it in the multiple competitions that we are playing with next season. So comment down below what you guys think. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Leave a like, up the Villa. I'll see you soon.